It's time for Cats Talk Wednesday. Small town and big city joined forces. Vinny Hardy of Lynch, Kentucky, and Terry Brown of Louisville, Kentucky, team up to give you free-flowing, laid-back sports talk. Focus on Kentucky Wildcats, as well as pertinent information in the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball.
It's Wednesday game night again. Cats Talk Wednesday pregame show. Terry Brown, Vinny Hardy here, courtesy of the BS3 Network. Proud to be a part of the network, man. TB, you got your another TB cap on. I didn't even realize it was a TB cap, man. What's going on with you this evening? How we doing, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just chilling, hanging out. You know, NBA All-Star Game and such things.
Man, I tried to, since you mentioned that, I think we might have been the last offenders of the actual game and can't even justify what we see anymore. It used to be my favorite All-Star game. I quit watching Pro Bowls years ago. MLB All-Star game, I still tune in, but I would always, there was appointment TV, the NBA All-Star game, and now
so yeah, as we've talked, look, the Major League All-Star game, it's great because every team gets somebody there. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. But for me, if I don't catch the introductions, I'm not watching the game, because the second half of the game, it's the Rockies middle reliever against, the Royals, right fielder. That's not what we're here for an All-Star game. It's great. Those players or whatever. That's not what we're here for. As we've said, NFL, Pro Bowl, you can't do football half speed. Mm-hmm. That's the nature of the game, is running as fast as you can into somebody. Like, that's what it is. And when you don't do that, it's not football like we want. Mm-hmm. And, I don't know anything about hockey. I can't quote on that, but I can imagine people ain't scrapping, at the All-Star game. But I think you can play basketball competitive enough. But what they're selling, because to me, it's not so much the lack of defense, because the All-Star games have always been in the 130s and 140s. Mm-hmm. But to me, it's these dudes not even crossing half court. That to me, like, what are we doing? Mm-hmm. You're paying people going and paying premium prices, but the product is gross.
Yeah. And like you said, here's what happened. Like I said, it was appointment television. This, my Katie and I, watch some food shows. We like to, watch Chopped and stuff like that. They got this Tournament of Champions. It's like a March Madness chef show. We got 32 chefs. They got the bracket, 4 regions, 8 chefs in each region. One plays 8, 4, 5, so on and so forth. And I was like, okay, it started Sunday at 8. I knew it was the same time as the All-Star game. I was like, well, I'll watch the first episode of Tournament of Champions, and then I'll come back and just restart the All-Star game. I'll just rewind it and then, fast forward through the commercials and probably catch up to the second half and then, be back to live action. And when I flipped over to TNT to restart it, it was at the third quarter, like a minute into the third quarter. It was already 125 to 100. That told me all I need to know. I was like, we got this score right as the second half is starting. So I already knew. I watched the first couple of minutes. I was like, man, this is killing me. I can't even
take it back to the time where we couldn't have 2 number 32s on the court.
Yo. Magic in the mailman.
I retweeted a clip today. Scottie Pippen wearing number 30 because 33 was Patrick Ewing. Oh, and Charles Barkley was always wearing like a different weird number forever and ever. Give me that.
To pull rank on dudes, man. You gotta, hey.
So, yeah. Look, I'm not going to pretend that the All-Star game was always something that played hard. I listened a little bit to my man Bomani and Howard Bryant, who I love. He's Boston and a Celtics fan, but whatever. But honestly, what are you expecting from an All-Star game? You're not getting. It's not like it's the NBA Finals or the Super Bowl where there's a moment that you're like, wow, that was great. There are a couple of dunks. Vince Carter had a dunk in one of them that was kind of nice. So did McGrady.
Shaq dunked on David Robinson.
Well, that was personal. So there's always personal stuff in there too.
But they went, like you said, one game 7, but they were playing. They were still energy expended. They were still a little
giving us 3/4 speed.
And that was enough. And you could still sit down and watch it and say, these are the best players in the world. They hooping. They ain't got to worry about life or death. They get to just kind of kick it and have fun. Oh, we get to see, Bird and Ewing and Barkley and Nick all on the same team. We get to see Magic, Kevin Johnson, Tom Chambers, Alex English all on the squad. And it was cool, man. It's just a cool pickup game, man.
Yeah, and for the longest time with Ray Allen, his last couple of seasons in Milwaukee, then he was out to Seattle, you would forget about Ray Allen. And then he would come in and hit 4 or 5 threes in 2 minutes in the All-Star game. You'd be like, oh, yeah, there is a Ray Allen out there, right? Like he would just come in and do that. So there was stuff like that. But
Mitch Richmond would get to play with good players for one day a year.
Right. You'd be like, oh, yeah. but part of it, and I think this goes to it as well, is now you can see every game. It used to be the All-Star game was when you would just see, you would completely forget about Ray Allen. Well, now you can see him every night.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys. There's no deserts. Even if you wanted to keep up with the Utah Jazz, in theory, if you wanted to. Now, Vernon Maxwell says they don't have internet in Utah, but you can do that. And it goes back to like the baseball All-Star game. National League and American League used to mean something, but now they're playing all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
And in theory, you can watch these teams. So I think the novelty of being in St. Louis and the All-Star game coming on, and now you get to see some New York Yankees who you probably wouldn't see, but now you can see all of them again, in theory, right? So that nuance is left. With people trading teams as much as they do, which is fine, but you don't have that built-in East versus West mentality.
Right. And it's still knows, well, all that carries weight, all that means something, but you can tell me that this in-season tournament, you played hard for that, and you still can't just go 3/4 for the All-Star game. This in-season tournament that's got soccer rules, it's in the middle of the season, and it's the whole thing. And like you said, conspiracy. Adam Silver said, "Hey, please go hard and please put a banner up, Lakers, if you win it or whatever."
Yeah,
they played hard. The Pacers and the Lakers played hard.
We did.
Teams that advanced. I said, we can do this tournament and still go hard. I know it still counts as part of the season or whatever, but we remember Kobe's comments. One like Kobe played 60, 80 years ago. 5 years ago, you got him saying, look, guys play harder at pickup games at UCLA than they do in the All-Star game. And
remember, Kobe got his nose broken by Dwayne Wade in the All-Star game and thought that was the best. Remember, he locked down LeBron.
And was going at it with Michael, his first one, going at it.
You don't have that.
Got our guy Jason Huber back. Congratulations on being a sponsor for UK baseball too, Jason. For a good All-Star game, I need a good dunk contest.
Yeah, the dunk contest, I think we've hit that plateau where what else can you do? Like,
yeah,
you know, when you talk about the weekend, the All-Star festivities, right? Starts with Friday, and the celebrity game. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about celebrities. Like some of these people, I don't know. But I was telling my Kate, if you remember Arnie Duncan, Obama's Secretary of Education.
I think so. Yeah.
So, like, he played ball at Harvard, you know, before he went into politics, whatever. He showed up like year 3 or 4 of the All-Star game. He took it seriously. Like, he scored like 20 points. Like, he was the game MVP. Like, and you can see, like, bro, what are you doing? Like, this, he took that seriously. Like, I need to send you the clip because it's just like, what is he doing? Like, you know, but part of it too is people don't want to get embarrassed. You know, I think that's part of, you know, the dunk contest. See, again, because we're older, right? Top dudes used to do the dunk contest. It wasn't a who?
Yeah.
I mean, you got Mike and Neek going at it 2 or 3 years or 3 out of 4, whatever it was, you know. The Jumpman logo that is all over the world is MJ from the dunk contest.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
But the names don't do it. LeBron never did. Kobe won it. But if your name people aren't competing in these contests, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Now, that being said, Toppin got cheated.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it live. I was catching it, you know, but Friday night, the celebrity game, I don't, whatever, man. You know,
I watched
I need less Stephen A. I need less Stephen A in my life yelling. I'm glad Kevin Hart's not there because I needed way less Kevin Hart. I don't know 5'5" dude acting like he hooping on. Get out of here, man. But anyway, and then Saturday night, the thing is you got to keep stuff moving. And the last time, I don't remember when last time I sat down and watched the NBA Saturday night All-Star game or All-Star festivities.
The 3-point contest is more compelling than the dunk contest.
So you got to shake it up because there's a cap on the dunk contest. Plus, the judging with it being so subjective, which isn't new because MJ probably shouldn't have won in against Dominique.
Don't get me started.
All right.
It's in Chicago, and I'm not even going to fuss about it.
And I mean, Jason got a good point. Is there's more theatrics than the actual dunk. I don't need. It's like when you go and you're looking for a recipe, and the person you're like, oh, this looks like a good green bean recipe, and you got to read about how this person grew to love green beans with the grandparents and grandparents. I don't need all that. I don't need.
Oh man,
all this.
Just give me the recipe.
Right.
My little Pinterest.
Don't give me all that.
Just skip to the recipe. Yes.
I don't need all that. And so what happens with the dunk contest? You get all this buildup because honestly, they should cut it down. And I've been saying that for a long time because this is what would happen if you remember.
Night Madness over All-Star Weekend.
Because it doesn't. It's made for TV and it just lags, right? For talking about the Midnight Madness, well, it's not even at midnight anymore, right? That's dating ourselves about what Midnight Madness was. It wasn't even on TV, so it just kept moving. But the All-Star game that's sitting around and whatever. But the Saturday night dunk contest, my man Sean Kemp, he would come out the gate with a 50.
Yeah.
But then, you know, he wouldn't make it out of the second round because he's got 2 50s to advance, and then there's only but so much dunking you got in you, right?
Yeah.
You got to have a plan, and not too many people, one, have a plan, and two, can do like Vince Carter. Like he knew I've got these 4 dunks, right?
Execute the plan.
And his best dunk was the third dunk with his arm through the hoop, right? That's when it was It's over.
Yeah, honey
That's
dip.
part of it. But putting on all this stuff, jumping over a car and blah 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 blah. For me, I was out when Nate Robinson got like 15 tries on that one dunk.
Uh-huh.
Like look, I know, try again. How the ever I've seen you attempt this for the better part of 11 minutes. When you finally hit it, it's not it. It's like watching your kids do something and you be sitting there like, oh my goodness. And they fidgeting. Almost okay, all right. And they finally get it, and then you got to pretend, yay! You got to gas them up. That's what I thought. Like we knew what he was trying to do.
That's true. That's true.
So it's always been keep it simple. Moments. D Brown, boom.
Mm-hmm.
As close as I ever got to buying a Boston Celtics jersey.
Cousin D, 91. That's right.
Yeah, but our man Kenny Walker won. Like there's all these moments, but I think the dunk contest, and it's happened before, needs to go away for a bit.
Yeah.
The thing about the NBA that's pervasive right now is the stars are too cool to do anything.
Yep.
And you can't expect the fans to be excited if the stars aren't. Because even the stars that aren't participating in the home run derby, they're there in Major League Baseball. Right?
Mm-hmm.
At the Pro Bowl with this new setup, I didn't watch the Pro Bowl festivities this year, but last year, the Niners didn't make it, but they competed in all that other stuff.
Jason on fire. On a lot of G League guys
get him a microphone.
Have a national contest, and the top playground dunkers come in and compete. You got a point there because
open it up.
Toppin and McClung were both G League squads, and
so you've got to do something for people. Like if again the All-Star games are meaningless.
Yeah, that's true. There's some dudes out there from the asphalt that could just come in and
you can get some of those Globetrotters dunking on the 12-foot rim. Something. You got to do something, and you got to be like, look, man, y'all gotta care.
That's it. Just a little bit. And Michelle loving Kenny Walker. We all do, for sure.
It's not so much the energy, or it's not so much the defense lack thereof, but these dudes don't even look like they care. They want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think the difference is Hoopers we grew up with were Hoopers first and media people second.
Right. And then all the other stuff follow along after that.
Right.
I was looking at Oscar Robertson sitting there having to watch that, Dr. J and them watching that.
Dr. J went to them people.
Come on.
It was like, come on, y'all. And so I don't know what you do. It can't be about the money. At some point, it's got to be about some pride. And I don't know. I think the biggest problem is who is the dude in the NBA that sets the tone for the league? LeBron's too old at this point. Like the 20-year gap between him and these other people, like he's old man LeBron at this point. Right?
Yeah, he is. But him not doing the dunk contest kind of started us down this road.
Yeah.
The drunk contest when the winner quit winning the Kia.
we gonna get Jason Huber. We're gonna get him a microphone. But we got to do something. But the thing is, and Howard Bryant reminded me of this today. I don't remember it live, but I remember catching glimpses of it. The '84 All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, there were 3 Lakers on the floor against 3 Celtics. And they played that like, we're going to see you in June.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. That's the kind of stuff. I mean, it's hard to capture at this point. I mean, do you really think that I don't even know who was on the East. Is Maxey and Booker going to have some Kentucky beef they're trying to set? Like it just doesn't work the way it's set up. So whatever the plan is, they got to fix it, man, because that narrative still persists that they don't play defense in the NBA on a nightly basis.
Right. I saw that tweet of yours.
I'm like, but this is what no defense looks like.
Exactly. So Adam Silver, and you can't blame it all on LeBron, but he's still the globally probably the most known player in the league, and you're still going and still doing good, playing well enough to get voted in. He can, they can set a tone, and him and Giannis can. Hey, look, fellas, we need to come out here and play.
But the problem is, I think they respect LeBron more as a business person than a basketball player. And what I mean by that is when Bron said we're doing this bubble because we got to get, we got to keep this money coming in. Everybody kind of fell in line.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He was the voice in the room that did that. But is he the basketball voice? I don't think so.
Even though he probably should be.
He should be, but I mean, like, when you look at some of those older clips, and again, Dayton, like I said, Kobe played full speed.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only way he knew how to play. So when you got the best player out there, like, I'm D'ing up that dude, it sets a tone.
And that's gets back to Kobe didn't play 50 years ago. Kobe just quit a few years ago, and for that not to still translate to those that coming up right behind him. And he's 5 years ago talking about, man, they play harder at Poly Pavilion in the summer than they do. For him to be saying it, and like Kobe didn't play with Bill Russell. Kobe and
the thing is, everybody wants to be Mamba mentality, but Kobe was about the hoops first. Like, everybody tells all these stories, but I'm like, are you emulating what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Are you being consumed by being a better basketball player, or are you out here just cashing these checks?
Right.
And that's the gap. I'm looking at the American-born players.
Mm-hmm.
What, we got 4 or 5 straight MVPs not born here? Yeah. Embiid, Jokic, Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep. That's right. So yeah, man, it's officially it kind of died, man. It
was my favorite. It was my favorite, but I'm kind of out on it.
And I would blindly defend it, would blindly try. And there was 2 or 3 years when you and I should have been out, and we still like, if we just kind of close our eyes and squint, it's still gonna be watchable. And
the Elam ending, I'm like, who's this for? It's like baseball changing stuff. Like, who's like, you're not gonna bring in the basketball. I just like, there was always that stretch, and this is what I talk about. There was just that stretch where you just had the 10 best players in the world, and there was a stretch where it was just like, we're gonna play some ball.
Mm-hmm. What 03 when in Atlanta, was it Kobe, Sean Marion, Iverson, that back and forth?
Yeah,
I mean,
and Iverson led that comeback the 1 year.
Yeah, millions of dollars. It's the NBA All-Star Weekend. How about they have a prize $1 million for the top defensive player and let them battle it out?
Yeah, I mean,
some kind of way to incentivize it.
You got to do something. Part of it, I think, too, is guys just don't want to be embarrassed. You get dunked on, it's a meme. But hell, you get dunked on, that's part of the game, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like we talked about.
Alonzo got dunked on.
Yeah. Shaq made a point to go after David Robinson whenever.
Yeah.
David kept look, Alonzo Mourning, right?
Hey, he went after everything.
He stayed getting dunked on, but he also got some too. That's part of basketball, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more than just the thought of injury. It's like dudes don't want to be embarrassed. Well, that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of life, right? Like sometimes you're going to miss a shot.
Yeah.
Giannis kept shooting his free throws like that. He's like, I'm gonna figure this out.
Air balls, 10-second violations, all of it, man.
Yeah.
The whole nine.
I've come around to the Michael Jordan playing baseball. Like, oh, that's just, pipe dream. But like, you have been this great at this one thing and you're trying something completely different. under that spotlight.
At what, 30 years old?
So, but these dudes don't want that. That's right. You can dunk on me all day if I have a chance.
Man.
Yeah, look. It's sometimes you make a business decision. Sometimes you got to make a play. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, man, I knew we had to spend some time. I knew we both would have some thoughts on the All-Star game because of how fond we were of it. And, you know, they really hurt us with what we saw this past. Like, I didn't even watch it. I didn't even go back and watch it.
The jerseys are terrible.
Yeah.
You know, give me the jerseys that kind of hint at, you know, the hometown team. You know, that was that 96, 95, 96, 97 run with the cactuses because it was in Phoenix. And then you had, the ones I got upstairs, the chili, the hot pepper, because they were in San Antonio, the 96 ones. I got the 96. I know that doesn't surprise you. I got something related to it, but I got the 96 all-star shorts. Give me some of that. You know, I love it that all right, Karl Malone, you got to be number 5 because Magic is 32. I don't know. I always thought that was cool because I'm like, y'all know good and well who Karl Malone is. What do we do? Like, it's not like you have to have an official scorebook and be like, was that Karl Malone or was that Magic? And I'm trying to remember who was 34.
From West?
When Bart was Akeem. When Barkley went to Phoenix, he had to be weird numbers because Akeem was 33.
That's right.
If you remember, like Bird was 33. Patrick Ewing was a weird number. Then Bird retired. Patrick finally got 33. Because I want to say that when Scotty was the All-Star Game MVP in 94, he was number 30.
94.
With that.
Wow.
So I always thought that was cool. So bring that back, and I'll join it. But there you go. There's one day.
I'm talking truck drivers like Karl Malone. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, but so we definitely had to hit that. And like I said, congrats again to Jason. You saw his tweet. The Central Equipment, where he is sponsoring the UK baseball. They had the equipment right there, right before the game, the home opener at Kentucky Proud Park. So that was cool stuff, man. Yeah, and you know they had a game where everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and Morehead State thought they was about to come in and get an upset, and the Cats popped off 7 runs there late and won 9-5. So undefeated still yet, heading down to Texas to play a tournament. So congrats to the baseball Cats. Softball Cats 6-2, off to a good start. They popped Stanford a couple times and beat North Carolina and Wisconsin and doing their thing. And so got all the stuff popping off. Gymnastics still going. Swimming and diving about to start. Golf, tennis. It's all going right now, man. Oh, Jason, Jason, when you sponsored it, left at the end of the 7th. Jason, how you gonna leave and miss the rally? The 7th, man.
Yeah, we all been there.
Hey, yes, we
we all been there. Like,
I'll make sure I'm gonna get it right too when I'm. And Michelle put a while I look. Thoughts on the brawl from what Incarnate Word and who were they playing?
Oh, I saw that clip, man.
Yeah. It wasn't much of nothing.
That's crazy, man. Like, we always have this debate. Should we get rid of the handshake line? No. Just don't be a jerk in the handshake line.
Right. Yeah, it was a hot mess. Sure was. I'm gonna try to find Jason. Tell us the name of your company, man, because I'm trying to find your tweet.
Well, he's out there in Versailles, man. That's beautiful. That's God's country.
Yeah, for sure.
Where I live at now, got some horse farms.
Oh, in Iowa?
Yeah, there's a couple of horse farms out here amongst the cornfields, and a realtor is like, well, these are horse farms. Like, they kind of like horse farms. I know they got horses on it, but they not really horses.
So they They got the white fences like we got and everything. They got
it looks very similar. I'll try to get a picture, when it warms up a little bit. But yeah, man, I know you're doing something. My dog is out here barking because
it's like that nowadays. When people be, I've said it since COVID. When people was doing stuff remotely and on Zoom, and you don't get that pristine studio sound anymore. But as TB goes to tend to Sammy, Central Equipment, Central Equipment, Jason Huber, he had the equipment there propped up right in Kentucky Proud Park. Yeah, thanks to today's UK baseball opening day game sponsor, Central Equipment. Be sure to check out their Kubota equipment at Kentucky Proud Park today. That's the UK Sports Network with the official tweet showing love to Central Equipment. Even got the Twitter handle at Central Equip right there in Lexington. Sell and service Kubota, Cub, Cadet, Steel, Exmark, Honda, and many other brands of equipment. Go ahead, Jason. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I need some of that. I got a cornfield out here. I might need me some equipment and everything.
But congrats for real, man. I saw you tweet that out and, sponsoring the baseball, man. That's good stuff, man. Michelle, love to watch the UK women golf, man. They might be coming out there. They're traveling around. Not sure what the schedule is. Only 71 in Arizona right now. And that picture of the sunrise that she sent out was great as well. Speaking of partners, though, we got to talk about our partner, Autograph app.
Yeah.
If you haven't downloaded that thing, please do. You get rewarded for doing stuff that you already do, like listening to our show, which we appreciate. The team at Autograph, co-founded by Tom Brady, is redefining the fan experience by letting users earn points for the act of fandom they take every day, like listening to this show. The Autograph Fandom app gives you access to all your favorite Kentucky content in one place and offers rewards like tickets, exclusive merchandise, and more. You're already listening to our show, but now you can earn points and get rewarded for it. Head over to the Apple App Store and search for Autograph Fandom Rewarded and download it for free today using referral code CATSTALK, CATSTALK. The link in the code will also be in this podcast description. So download the app, use our code CATSTALK. Our podcasts are there, and all the articles that you read.
There's others.
Yeah. There is.
This is one of those folks right now.
Absolutely. Then you get points for all that. They keep a little leaderboard for all the Kentucky fans in there, and you got a chance for tickets, swag, merchandise. They got a March Madness contest coming up in a couple of days, and all kind of stuff, man. Autograph is doing their thing for sure. So definitely check them out. Proud to be partnered up with them. Cats at LSU tonight, man. Got a big time win at Auburn. We talked last week with Tina Cox, and I think we were lenient. We were patient. We hadn't really said anything critical in 23 games, and then we kind of was like, man, this defense is gonna have to get a little bit tougher, and we need to see a little more fight and all that kind of stuff. And then we go and see them lead Auburn wire to wire and hold them to 59 points.
Look, in all actuality, my frustration was there weren't blowout losses, right? You could look at Texas A&M. You could really go back to Kansas, Florida, maybe Tennessee, definitely Gonzaga, where it's like 2 or 3 possessions turns this around. That to me was the frustrating part. It was right there.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, there's some losses, you'd scratch your head, but like, hey, if we just get a little bit better.
I hear you, Jake. My bad. Because of all my comments, I earned 672 points on my Autograph app. Yeah, that's right. Go ahead, Jake.
There you go. There you go. So for me, we'll see how they do tonight. But I thought that Auburn, a tough road environment.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they played well, and they started on the defensive end. That's where it got for me. That's it, right? That's what we have to see, and you have to have that toughness. When the refs were just letting them play, okay, like I said to you last week, they bump them back. Like just hold your ground, be tough, and so they were tough at Auburn.
And the fast start, been down a lot of these games. You look up and it's 5-0, it's 8-3, it's 9-0, and if you do that at Auburn, you're making it doubly hard on yourself to have a chance. And this time, Kentucky punched first, and they're up 11-2. Scored first, and then the next time down, when Reeves missed that three, I said, "Oh, it could have been 5-0 right off the bat." I said, "They dodged the bullet because you won't get a cleaner look." And they punched first, being aggressive. We talked about want to on defense. DJ Wagner on the ball. He was going over every screen, fighting through every screen, and just harassing their point guards, man. And that's like people saying, effort, want to just dig in and guard people, man.
The points will be there.
Mm-hmm.
We have seen just about all these guys be able to be spectacular on the offensive end. But now you got to earn it on the defensive end. And, we'll see how this progresses, starting with tonight. But we know Kentucky's going to get underseeded.
Right. Jason got jokes now.
Well, yeah, to go tell me, have you seen a horse farm? Man, I'm from Kentucky. Like, I walk out of my house, there's a horse farm. There was literally a horse farm outside my name. Like, yes. Man. Yes, I've seen horses, but no, it's not the same. Don't get me wrong, but it's beautiful out here in the country. Mm-hmm. But I think that the rotation has shored up a little bit, and that helps on the defensive side of the ball. Ugo, you got to play him. Plain simple. Like you got to play that dude.
He's grabbed those minutes, man. He sure has.
A rim protector and enough of a score where catch somebody slipping on the roll to the basket.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you, the biggest thing for me has been Adu Thiero getting back and getting into basketball shape and being that physical dude.
Mm-hmm.
Because, look, I know I'm always poo-pooing the analytics, but with sports, it's more than just numbers. What I mean by that, go back and look at that first dunk, that alley-oop that Thiero caught, where it was not a great pass. I think it was Reeves, but he caught it, and the Auburn defender still down here caught it, throws it down, draws a foul. Yes, it's just 2 points, but as I talk about, that's a baptism.
Yeah, right.
That is sending a message. And then he did it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had another tough and one move.
Oh.
Because he's big and he's physical. And if you try to body him, there's a price to be paid.
Mm-hmm.
If you are bigger and stronger, make them defend you. That it's just that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're going to get beat up a little bit. Make them defend you.
Yep.
My point on that is Shaq. He tried a lot of finesse stuff in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
When did Shaq become dominant Shaq? Oh, you hacking a Shaq? You can come down on me. I'm going to flail my arms. I'm going to catch you with an elbow, right? You want to draw a charge from me? Okay. I'll give up this foul, but you won't do it again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's what it looks like when it comes to Thiero is dudes don't want to be bodying him up all game.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the physicality of Thiero and Oyenso. That's a good start for your defense. And you've got guys committed to it, like DJ Wagner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. And so if everybody else is playing defense like they're supposed to, now Reed can be that free safety guy where he can gamble a little bit because the defense isn't that exposed.
Yeah. And just took him right out of the game. He redid his thing with the steals. He ran dude down from behind, and I think that was the pass that led to the Thiero dunk, the hockey assist, right?
Yeah. Well, and look, man, Katie Johnson been there since Wesley Person. I didn't see one dude scream so much, and you look at the stat sheet like, you 0 for 7?
How many air balls did he shoot, man? I mean, like, Kenny Smith, hey, close that door, because it looked like the wind was just taking his shots.
Like, he wasn't even shooting. He was just throwing the ball at the basket. That's different. I can see it. That's not a shot, man. And all I got to say is, yeah, like a lot of people are like, oh, I'd love to have Bruce Pearl. Would you? I mean, the thing is, Bruce Pearl is, I think, as old as Cal.
Wow. Let me look that up.
So Bruce Pearl is very close in age. We forget that. But Bruce Pearl was on Iowa's. He was assistant coach.
Wow.
I want to say on their Final Four team in 1980.
He is 63. Wow. And what's Cal? 65, something like that?
Yeah. Yeah. So Bruce Pearl is older than you think. And I don't think you're bringing a 60-year-old to do this job.
59. Cal born in 59. And Bruce Pearl born in like a year apart. Hold up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah, like, you're not going to bring in Bruce Pearl for whatever. He may want the job, but this ain't that, man.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize they're 13 months apart.
Yeah.
Like, so Bruce is about to be 64 in a couple weeks. March 18th, 1960. Wow, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was an Iowa assistant. Oh, he was from 86 to 92.
Wow. For who was the big coach up there back then? Was it Tom Davis? Yeah.
So Iowa did go to the 1980 Final Four, but he was not on that. He was not on that staff. But yeah, so look, man, Pearl and the Auburn fans crying about fouls and blah 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 blah, and I don't want that dude.
Our next coach doesn't need to be grandfather age. Let's see.
Because this is not the place for you to be kicking up your heels, man.
Yeah.
It just isn't.
And if you look at Bruce, it was kind of noticeable. It comes with age. He'll put on a little weight. He doesn't maybe have that same energy as when he was at Tennessee, taking his shirt off and all that kind of stuff. He was semi-buff back then, but that's been 15 more years ago.
That's what I'm saying is Bruce Pearl is not as young as people are thinking.
Yeah.
And you don't bring in a 60-year-old to do this job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If anything, that's my thing is it's going to get to the point where Cal's going to be like, I don't need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, if you want to coach basketball, there's 300 Division I schools you can just coach basketball.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to coach basketball at the big time level, Missouri probably got an opening. You can coach at Vandy.
Yeah.
This job ain't that, man.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
And so you got to have it. So I don't think Bruce Pearl's got it. Again, I don't like to speculate because when I think about the Kentucky job opening up, not one of those brand names we thought was coming was the dude. I don't remember the specific names, but when Patino left,
okay, mm-hmm.
like I heard some other names, Lute Olson, whoever, but
right.
Didn't hear Tubby Smith. Right?
Yeah.
And then Tubby left, caught us with our pants down a little bit. We ended up with Billy G. Still, he was SEC Coach of the Year. Every coach has been Coach of the Year. That's a ridiculous streak, right? But when Billy G left, when Billy G left, look, man, I still see people talking about, well, we got to get Billy Donovan. He's not coming.
Yeah, man.
Like, I know we got to ask him so we can say no, so we can keep it moving. He's not coming. A lot of people, Jay Wright, I don't know. He's gonna be older.
Yeah.
And so if Cal doesn't leave this year, that's gonna be what, 3 or 4 years away for Jay Wright? Something like that. Do you come back after 3 or 4 years? Remember, we all thought Bill Cowher was gonna get right back into it. He's been on CBS TV for 20 years.
Sure have. Jay Wright is 62, gonna be 63 this year. So
so no, man. I don't know who's on the list, and I've gone back and forth with people that don't think Mitch Barnhart knows what he's doing. Because look, I don't need to defend Mitch, but the narrative, all the bad choices were his, all the good choices were forced on him. That's lame and it's dumb. Like, look at the coaches that we've brought in. We've had way more hits than misses. Like the programs we're talking about: softball, baseball, gymnastics, volleyball, track and field. We replaced one Hall of Fame coach when Coach Floreal left, and now we got, I'm drawing a blank. I need to Google.
Coach Green.
Coach Green. He's in the Drake Relay Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's.
I was, because that was a couple years ago when he went in. I was like, oh, because I saw some Kentucky folks. I was like, why am I? What's going on? He's in the Drake Relay Hall of Fame, but I'm like, did you know that? Well, I don't know. Well, look. Again, I love all the sports. People can see behind me. I love them all. But you can't have your chest puffed out like I did during the Olympics when 2 of the women's 4x100, 4x400, 2 of them former Cats. Go Sid Go and Abby Steiner out there running. That's because we've built up a national program. And who are the 2 names people always bring up when it comes to coaches, right?
Billy G and Joker.
Billy G and Joker. Billy G, look, that one, okay, we kind of, but I'm like, Joker Phillips, I'm going to go to my grave. That made sense. When you've got a record-setting offensive coordinator, somebody that played and coached and worked his way up, you got to hire that dude.
Yes.
Because you can't let him go to, I don't know, Southern Miss or like Troy or someplace like that and start setting the world on fire. So it didn't work out. Sometimes that happens. This is not an exact science.
Yo.
And I had some flack because my thing was, look, man, we say every coach comes and wins here. You know, we about due for a one that's not even Billy G caliber.
Oh.
I mean, we can take this. Anybody can show up and win. But and I say that because the 2 collegiate fan bases, people are like tired, right? Alabama football, Kentucky basketball. Alabama football fans have never lost the want to. Yet there was still 25 years between Bear Bryant and Nick Saban.
Yeah.
It's not written that you won't go through one of them phases where Alabama football was like, because when we were coming up, outside of that 193 season with George Teague and them, and even that was like, who's that? I think they just kind of stumbled to that one. Outside of that, Alabama got a lot of meh.
Sure did.
During that 25 years. Like they bookended it with 2 all-time greats, maybe 1 and 2 if you're ranking it like that. But it can go that way. Now, the one thing about Kentucky is we show with Billy G, we're not going to wait around for you to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, if it ain't looking like you're going to figure it out, you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember some of the national folks are like, you got to give people – no, you ain't got to give them nothing. No. It's clear this ain't for him.
Yeah, and then all the social access wasn't like it is now, but all the stuff you was hearing, the practice habits or borderline brutality or whatever, the treatment of the players.
Have a full practice the day of a game. That's insane. That is insane. You can't have a 2 or 3 hour practice on game day.
Oh man, just
And that kind of tough guy tactics that works when you're in the middle of Texas. That's not what we do here. Oh, y'all can't wear your practice stuff. No, man, this is not that. This ain't that. So I don't know who's next, but it can't be somebody in their 60s right now.
Right. We got a couple of let's see, Jason. Need a basketball version of Deion Primetime. Who is that? Yeah, I don't know who's on the list now as far as just obvious.
Yes. Well, the thing is, who was a great college player, a great pro player, and is coaching? That's a short list.
Great college, great pro, and is coaching. I mean
you might tip your head. Yeah,
Penny, but he's struggling.
Penny, but woo, buddy, they lost like 7 in a row.
Man,
they was 15-2. Now they on the bubble looking in. Like they ain't getting rid of Penny though. Then like y'all can joke all you want. They're not getting rid of Penny. They're gonna let him figure it out.
62 is not old. Still kicking guys, but on the golf course. Tell him, Michelle. That's right.
Yeah. But Penny, they're not getting rid of Penny.
Drake has a Hall of Fame.
The track and field Hall of Fame, man. Lolo Jones in it. It's great. Hey, the Drake relays is ridiculous, man.
Seen it with your own eyes. Talk all that crap about Billy G, but he will remain in Chase and Tell Hall of Fame forever.
And that's the thing. Look, nobody cares what you do if you're winning.
That's true.
Winning cures and covers all.
Is Cal a great coach? I'm not sure. Some flash that can continue to recruit, but can also take some guidance from his quality assistant coaches, can win here.
So that's an interesting point. So my thing when it comes to that is, what is it that you're looking for someone to run your program? And I think a lot of folks, and I'm not saying Jason is doing this, but okay, recruiting, okay, that's over here. Coaching, well, it's all intermingled.
Mm-hmm.
You coach based on the players that you have. Because like I said, you can't have the Anthony Davises, the Shea Gilgeous-Alexanders, the 7 All-Stars. You can't coach them like how Billy Gillespie was trying to coach here. That you have to do it a little bit differently. And so the notion, is Cal the best X's and O's coach? I think he would tell you probably not.
Right.
But that's why you get the Anthony Davises. That's why you get the Rob Dillingham. Like, that's why you do that. Right. So maybe you don't have to be the best X's and O's, but you have the best dudes. And that's part of it. And so
you to get them. That's part of it too.
And so the thing is, Kentucky fans, I know we want like this X's and O's person. That ain't going to get it done. Like the Tom Izzo style of coaching will not work here.
Yeah.
Okay. Tubby Smith, the 03, 04, 05 teams, one of the best.
Not the Courtney Hart, real deal. What's good, Courtney?
Yeah, welcome. But it was defense first. We were winning games in the 60s and 70s. Not in like that. That's not going to work here.
Oh, with Tubby. With Tubby.
It didn't work.
Yeah, everybody got tired of it.
It didn't work.
Yeah, not enough sizzle, not enough juice.
So
electricity.
Is Cal a great coach? I don't know. He's in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. There are a lot of coaches that aren't. I think there's only 2 or 3 active coaches in the Hall of Fame. Because I know Self, maybe few. Patino, I forgot Patino's back in the mix. But
he's having the most horrible experience of his life right now.
And you ain't got to be like that, Rick.
The hyperbole, man. He just can't help the hyperbole. Like this rough season, your first year is the worst experience of my life. I think you got a few more worse experiences in your life in your 71 years on this earth.
Yeah,
and what's going on with the Johnnies right now, bro? Come on, Rick. Tone that hyperbole down, son.
Rick got to find a place where he can retire to. You know, I said that when he left Louisville. Like, where is it Patino's going to go and sit courtside in his old man sweater, if that's even something he wants to do?
Yeah,
right. Like John Wooden had his spot at Pauley Pavilion. Joe B had his spot at Rupp, right?
Yeah,
you know.
And we talk
Dean
about
Smith was always at the Dean Dome.
We talk about bringing in old coaches, and St. John's brought in a 71-year-old Rick Pitino.
But that works for them. They need to be some scrappy underdogs from the city.
And we hadn't even talked about St. John's. I mean, I was at their last Elite Eight game in '99 when Ron Artest and them lost to Ohio State and Michael Redd. It was down here in Knoxville. I went to the game. That's the last time they made any kind of tournament run. So I guess, I mean, at this point, you might as well bring in a 71-year-old head coach.
But and that's the thing is, you gotta have
Michelle and Jason going at it. You know,
yeah,
Jerry does have it. Yeah, Stat got that for sure. I do believe
he's funeral director, Sharp. You know, for me, Penny, he's got his own shoe, and that's part of it too.
Rick Pitino won't even be there next year. Talked his way out to 1 year. Hey, I mean, he went in a little too hard. I know he lost a few games, but you need to chill, man.
Well, the game ain't the game. You can't be yelling at these kids like they used to. And we can talk about how that's soft and whatever. I watched a thing about the drill sergeants in the military. They ain't yelling like Full Metal Jacket anymore. The world has changed, man. And y'all just want to be out here with these coaches yelling at these kids. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, and we heard a bunch of stories. You know, Rick was here back when you could do that. We heard, Kevin stories.
We've talked to some folks.
We know the young Pitino stories from when that used to fly. We know a lot of that stuff, man. It's a different time, man.
Jason, we're gonna get you a microphone. We're gonna get you on here, man.
You just come on in here, man, for sure.
Yeah, I do. Look, the thing is, we've talked about it a little bit with football, but even basketball, you kind of miss the coaches had more personalities, more than just being jerks. They had personalities. You know, from Tark the Shark chewing on his towel, right?
Yeah.
John Thompson with the towel on his shoulder, Lou Carnesecca with the god-awful Cosby-like sweaters, that kind of stuff. Even Bob Knight, way back when, all these coaches wearing suits and ties, and he decided, I'm going with the pullover. I'm also going to choke a kid, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have that kind of personality anymore.
That's it.
Besides just yelling and being jerks.
I know we're getting close to the end, but our guy Gerard Baker's backstage in the BS3 green room. We're gonna try it. Hopefully, see if we can get him in and see if the connection is what's going on with it. I just saw you, Gerard. Don't go nowhere. Let me see. She just turns your camera off. But if we get your face back on, I'll bring you. Oh, no, I don't see it no more. We was trying it, but for sure, man. But yeah, I don't know. Rick might not even be worried about having a place to retire to. I don't know if because he really doesn't, like you said, that's been touch and go and
well, yeah, because you see all these old coaches kind of, they have their spots there, and I don't know.
That's it. Oh, we got fresh from Jamaica friend of the show, Gerard Baker.
There y'all finally made it in.
Yeah.
No, we're close.
Still a little bit.
I hate that I came in right towards the tail end of the show, but yeah, thanks for inviting me. I'm finally here.
Hey, glad to have you, man. Glad you had a good vacation, and hope work goes good for you tonight, man.
Do we lose him?
Hey, y'all, I'm finally in here. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we've heard. Still a little delayed again, though, man. Still a little sketchy with that connection, though. Yeah, we had to at least give it
we lost him.
Give it a shot. Yeah, had to give it a shot. Like it's real slow, Brad. It's real slow. But we're gonna get it one of these times where it'll be. We're on the same page, though, for sure. But yeah, man. LSU, it's all about keeping it rolling. Try not to have a little stub your toe after a big win, and you better than them. Just go out there and keep doing what you're doing. And
go out there and prove. So, I think the Cats win comfortably. 8-9 points. I'm feeling comfortable about tonight. We're not going to score 86 points. We're not going to have to come back from 31 down.
Yeah, exactly. Cats gonna take it tonight, Gerard? Oh no, I don't think it's working. Yeah, man, I'm with you. I think they.
How crazy was that run though? The 31-point comeback. We beat them really good in Rupp, and then 86 points the first. That's crazy.
The coaches that say the losses haunt them more than the wins. How often do you know Dale Brown has nightmares about that Mardi Gras miracle? I mean,
all they had to do was not shoot the ball, just hold it. So for every big comeback, there's always a what are you doing on the other side? Yeah. Right? Because you get to the point where if you just do basic stuff, you can get out of here with a W.
Right. Just do the old four corners like Dean Smith did, man.
Yeah.
Stall ball, man. But they didn't, and the Cats executed and got stops and got buckets and more stops and more buckets, and that's the formula, man. As improbable as it was, they were able to pull it off. Mm-hmm. Well, man, we had to show our grief for the All-Star game. Thoughts on the Cats. Jason and Michelle coming in with a lot of good comments. Courtney Harden, friend of the show, big Eagles fan, Philly guy, was with Ben and Doc out there on Radio Row in Vegas for the Super Bowl. So congrats on that. So I have to get him back on here again at some point too. But we hit our little topics.
I can finally start watching sports stuff again as we move on from the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
tired of all that. Yeah. Whew.
I understand. Yeah, you gotta kind of step away. I understand. Like there's times, when the Cowboys lose, I just kind of block out, step away from, and I ain't even Super Bowl. And so I can imagine if it's the Super Bowl. I just, I don't can't mess with that sometimes. I understand. First of all, too, man, you've been in Iowa. I know you gotta, Caitlin Clark just made some history up there.
Oh, so yeah.
Gotta think about that.
Mama B, when I talked to her the other day, she said something about it. So, when it reaches Mama B status, it's a big deal. And, we can have conversations. I think, is it Lynette Woodard that her record doesn't get. Look, I get that.
Yeah, and I'm on that camp because she played Kansas. She didn't play with Naismith. She's alive, today.
Right. So a lot of things can be true at the same time. She's not Caitlin Clark's not the first phenom to kind of soak up all the oxygen. That happens. I mean, it just does with great players. Zion was that dude. Jimmer Fredette, a blast from the past, Adam Morrison. So we'll see what she does. The good news is like she's from West Des Moines, Iowa, same suburb as my beloved wife, and she's made it cool.
Yeah.
And for me, it's doing it at UConn, okay, doing it at Tennessee, but she proved, hey, you can be a star right here at home, right here at Iowa.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So and to break the record on a 40-foot bomb, that's appropriate too, man. That's just a pull up, walk in.
You knew it was coming. When they had the countdown, oh, she need 8 points. Oh, she gonna get that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, she's really gonna get that. Oh yeah, she's got that. Iowa needs to play a little bit more defense, kind of like Kentucky. They can score, but that was their whole thing last year, is they can score, but can they play enough defense to get the whole thing? And they did well enough, obviously, to get to the championship game. But she's a real deal.
Absolutely. So congrats to Caitlin. Michelle, you guys are my favorite. Thanks for being my friends and entertaining me over the years. We appreciate you, Michelle. You retweeting us, and people following us and hearing about us because of you always watching us and putting the word out on social media. So we definitely appreciate you for all that you
absolutely.
do. I got two, man, with the Super Bowl. I know that was, not bringing up old wounds, but our guy we kind of become friends with because through Katie Drzinski, Mike Pusateri, the Purdue guy, he always tweets us when Purdue beats Indiana.
Yeah.
But he's an actor and kind of a big deal if you look at his social media.
Yeah.
But he was in the Leon Sandcastle commercial with Dion. And I was like, man, how cool is that? He tweeted that out as he should with the Super Bowl. And so, man, we didn't mention that last week. Had to mention that today.
But the thing is, Dion's just a different dude. Like, Dion's not played in 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Yo.
Like, Dion was at Florida State in like 84.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's 85. But I was a kid, almost in single digits. And Dion's been word of mouth famous for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard to do.
Yep.
Where we still pay attention to him.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And him coaching and doing other things has helped, but we pay attention to Dion. Like, that's crazy to me. Because a lot of those athletes, as soon as they stop playing, and even the ones that go into coaching, but Dion has just got a way to make you pay attention. And that's rare.
That's it. Dion, grandpa age he is. That's true. Still has swag though. Both can be true. Exactly.
Yeah.
And for the summertime, when we get to the summer and you're waiting for football and it's that, it seems like it's not much going on. The basketball tournament TBT will have a La Familia squad. Eric Bledsoe and a bunch of former Cats will be in it this year. So in July, that'll be something that some basketball that you can watch. Because I usually flip and watch that tournament a little bit, and it'll be Purdue against Arizona State or whatever. And I'm like, okay. So now we got La Familia in there. Got some Cats. Gonna have some games in Rupp Arena. So got 5-6 days of the summer that won't be as dead.
That's awesome stuff.
Mm-hmm. And before you go, man, I got to give a shout out to the Grovewood Baseball Museum. I mentioned it a few weeks ago. It's actually right here where I live. It's like 6 minutes away. I had no idea it was here. I was scrolling through Twitter because there was been a fire downtown to one of the buildings, and I read up on that, and it was arson, and they caught the person and all that. But there's also an article about Ferguson Jenkins is coming to the Grovewood Baseball Museum. I said, what? Ferguson Jenkins is okay. And so read up on it, found out there's a baseball museum here, met the owner, his name is Jameson Pack. A lot of cool stuff. You can tour it when there's not events going on. But Ferguson, they postponed it back when we had all the bad weather like y'all had, when it was like 2 degrees and we had, a foot of snow. Rescheduled it for a couple weekends ago. Had like a VIP dinner and meet and greet if you want to do that on Friday. He was there signing autographs on Saturday. Went bought me a glove, bought me a ticket, and had Fergie sign it. And so, look, I'm not in Cubs Nation like you and Kate are, but I met Fergie, tweeted y'all, tagged y'all in the picture.
Yeah.
And he was cool, man. Real nice guy. Didn't get to talk long. A lot of people in line and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so my question too, because he retired in '83. He was a little bit before our time. He retired in '83 from the Cubs. And of course, in '84, the Cubs go and have a good year and make the playoffs. And I was asking, would you wish you had hung around, or were you just done? And he's part of him wished he should have just been able to hang on for one more year. Hindsight's 2020 and them having that year. He wished he had stayed around and been able to be part of that team. But he was real cool and real chill. And I'm gonna be out of town, but just the museum, man. Doc Gooden is coming March the 2nd. The Braves fan in me is hating it because Andrew Jones had already been here, and I had no idea. I would have been over there for that. And so, shout out to them for bringing in all these, baseball legends, and people in this little town can go and meet them. It was cool, man. It was fun. So
I think we're gonna break down at one point. I think we're gonna go to the Field of Dreams. See what that's
and your Kate tweeted back that she hadn't met Fergie. I figured that she, and I was like,
yeah,
man, that kind of surprised me. I'm like, wow.
Since she's been with me, we were talking about this. She hasn't gone to Cubs Con and done all this kind of stuff, and she used to go to the home opener. So since we've been together, I've been kind of keeping her from doing stuff. So we
quit bogging her down, man. What she doing? Slowing her roll in Cubs fandom, man. You got to quit.
That's right. Because we were talking about different things, trends during the time we've been together. Louisville has not beat Kentucky at football. and my Niners have been to 5 NFC championship games.
Yeah. How's Bledsoe Mall not in the league? Boogie too. And Willie Cauley-Stein just signed a deal in Puerto Rico too. A lot of guys that you think should still be in the league. But
Bledsoe, I thought Bledsoe had a better career than I thought. I tell you, of all the guys, I know we had the 7 All-Stars. I'm telling you, Trey Lyles is the dude. I'm like, he's still getting them checks, man.
Right.
Because he replaced Jamal Murray on the dude I forget about.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I think the other day he had a pass to Malik to finish, and I'm like, oh yeah, Trey Lyles is the dude. I'm like, if I had, I think I could name all the Kentucky players in the league, but I'd have to really work to get to Trey Lyles.
Yeah, because he's the same way in the league as he was at Kentucky. Just you kind of forgot him at Kentucky with all the star power when he was here.
And
so the same.
If I remember correctly, he had one game where it was like, oh, okay, I see why you 5-star. Like he just had one moment. He's like, all right, I'm gonna do this. But I always forget about Trey Lyles, man.
Mm-hmm.
Maxie and Randall. I get Hero, all of I get all that, but I'm like, oh yeah, Trey Lyles. Okay.
We appreciate everybody not forgetting about us and tuning in, and Jason and Michelle and Courtney putting in comments. So we'll be back next week to do the same thing. So hope we're talking about a Cats win over LSU tonight, and then got Nate Oates and them Bama boys coming in Saturday. So talk about all that next week, and your Lakers and whatever else. And
well, my favorite quote or favorite tweet this weekend from Auburn. His fan said, remember last time Kentucky won in Auburn, we went to the Final Four. And I'm like, what about the 11 times before that?
That's right.
I mean, do you know we went a quarter century and they won once. One time in 2 generations.
And that's how they going to spin it. Well, when they beat it last time, we went to the Final Four.
That's
a kind of spin job is that, man.
One time. Anyway. Again, all the SEC teams, they go 500 against Kentucky. You look at the all-time record, it's 90-something to 20-something. Like, that's all it is.
It's noteworthy when they in a stretch going 500 is historic for them. It really is. Well, we'll put a bow on this, man, TV. Have a good rest of the week. You and Kate and Sammy and everybody up there. And we back out here doing what we do next week on the BS3 Network. Download that Autograph app. Use Cats Talk promo code. And we'll holler at y'all a week from tonight. See everybody later. It's been Cats Talk Wednesday. We gone.